Welcome to another OmniEd Brief. My name is Christie Bonfiglio, and for the next few minutes, I'll be sharing a few thoughts on one topic within a short series of videos on building student engagement. Please be sure to take a peek at the other ones in this series, but for now, let's be transparent. Engagement, it gets a lot of attention across many fields. Are folks engaged in conversation, in planning events, in decision-making? Education? It's not any different, and it has great importance given its correlation with success. Although it is a complex set of variables, what we know is the more a student is engaged, the higher probability for learning and success. Since this is the case, how do we get students engaged? You're going to be transparent. To foster student engagement, we need to define engagement, identify those behaviors, describe, teach, and practice, and reinforce engagement while reviewing when necessary. So what is engagement? Specifically, student engagement. Well, we can describe engagement as the extent to which the students take part in educationally effective practices. Now, it's an ambiguous term, and it simply differs from classroom to classroom. But it really comes down to behaviors. What are the actions that are evidence of engagement? The things we can see and measure. We need to identify the behaviors that are specific to our class, those educationally effective practices that lead to learning. What does it look like? So you're going to break it down, and we're going to be specific. Now, once we've identified those behaviors, we need to communicate these to our students. We're going to tell the students what engagement looks like, what we expect, what are the specific behaviors. As educators, we outline all sorts of behaviors educationally, the behaviors to solve a double-digit multiplication problem, or how to write a synthesized paragraph. We tell students what it looks like. Well, we need to do the same for learning behaviors, teaching both examples and non-examples. We should communicate things like, when we are engaged during question and answer sessions, we will look at or in the direction of the person speaking and raise our hands waiting our turn to speak. Now, can you think of other ways to show me you are engaged and actively participating? So go on to describe non-examples of engagement as well. For example, getting things out of your desk or working on other tasks. Those are not good ways to be engaged during this time. What are other ways we show each other we are not actively engaged? We need to let our students help identify those actions as examples and non-examples so we know they understand. In addition, we're going to practice these behaviors when needed. Finally, we need to reinforce and review. Let's ensure we are paying attention to student engagement, not just the lack of engagement. We should be encouraging and praising specific examples when it happens, so other students, they try to mirror those behaviors. We need to routinely prompt our expectations of behaviors that model good engagement prior to the activity, and when students need a little review of what it looks like, we take a break and we briefly review. You see, brief review sessions save a lot more time than reacting to the disengagement and making up content. So, to review, define engagement, identify those specific behaviors we wish to see, describe and teach them to our students, practicing as needed, and encourage and praise students when you see it, routinely reviewing as necessary. Thank you for participating in this OmniEd Brief, Building Student Engagement, Be Transparent. Please check out the remaining videos in this series and visit us at omnied.org. At OmniEd, we are all for education, and we believe in education for all.